Good evening, friends. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. There's nobody here that I can see, but we have the fire going. We are out in the backyard. It is like freezing here, 0 degrees. So let's hope that I can keep myself warm long enough to do this. So get yourself a snack, get yourself cozy. Join me in the chat, and we are going to have a nice, calm, relaxing session by the fire. Now, I have 4 people that I can see are in here. No one's saying anything. Can you guys let me know if you can hear me and you can see me? Somebody type something in the chat for me. That's my husband there tending to the fire that you can see. Hi, Linda. Thank you. Can you hear me okay? You can see me? Just let me know if you can hear me and you can see me okay. You know, because we're outside. We never know if this works or if it doesn't work. You guys can hear me and see me okay? Somebody let me know, please. Hello? Oh, there we are. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Linda. Mark, I can hear myself over there. So friends, here's what we're doing tonight. There's a couple of things that I want to talk about, a couple of things that I want to do. But first and foremost, I want to just share a little story. So, actually, I don't want to start with the story. Hi, I'm Steve. How are you doing? Whoops. And there went the fire. Technical difficulties, friends. Technical difficulties. The fire will be back soon. I'm on the laptop. I apologize. It's terrible service out here. Anyhow, I can still hear myself. Should be able to. Well, I can. Anyway, I apologize. Technical things that we will figure out. So here's what I want to do. A few things have happened in the last week or so. And to all of my American friends, my heart is broken for all of you. I have been lurking around in different rooms, and I have seen some of the comments. I've seen the pain. I've seen the anger. I've seen the upset, the hurt, the stress, the chaos. And although I do not know how you feel specifically, I definitely know what pain feels like. I know what it feels like to feel anxious, to feel confused, and all of those other things that come along with that. So, November the 7th was the 3rd year channel anniversary for Dozen Cats. And I had originally scheduled a celebration of the 3rd year. But I didn't feel it was appropriate to do that given sort of the heaviness of the moment. And it sort of felt like, you were planning a wedding and someone that you loved passed, and you didn't know whether you should go through with the wedding or not. And so I opted not to do it. It's rescheduled for a week from now. Now, having said that, November 7th is also my mother's birthday. And when I started this channel, my very first episode was called Believe. It was one of my mom's favorite words. I don't know if you guys can hear me because there's so much noise going on in the background. I hope that you can. On the day of my mom's birthday, I was struggling through my own stuff, and so I didn't think that I could come on and be of any support or service to anybody, including myself. And I also, just like many of you, feel a bit disillusioned by everything. I will admit that my faith has been sort of knocked, and I felt that I wasn't sure if I could do this anymore. And then this beautiful thing happened. And I want to thank my mother, and I want to thank Spirit for this moment that I'm about to describe. So I'm going to try and open up my email here so that I can share a picture with you guys. So it was a really, really sort of like dark and dingy day out on November the 7th. And okay. And so I'm going to try and share this with you guys, okay? So I hope that this works. Share screen. No. Window. Cancel. Slides. Your computer. I hate technology, just saying. Anyhow, I'm not sure why it's not working, but there was this beautiful sunset that came into the window. And it was just gorgeous. And I'm going to show you on my phone, so hopefully you guys can see it. It lit up the entire room. Okay? And let me make myself bigger so that you can see this. Honestly, I'm such a dingbat when it comes to technology. You guys, I apologize. Okay. So here is the sunset outside of my living room window. You guys can't even see it. Can you see it sort of? I apologize. It's like the worst lighting here where I'm sitting. Can you guys see it better now? Probably not. All right, now I've collapsed my whole system. Are we having fun yet, friends? Are we having fun yet? It is so cold out here that my hands are frozen solid that I can't actually move. All right, so beautiful sunset. Okay, beautiful sunset. I don't know how to make it so that you don't see the white part as much. Is that better? Do you see that glow in the picture? So check this out. When it shines in the window of the living room, okay, what it does is it goes right across my living room and highlights my corner cabinet. Y'all have seen my corner cabinet. And on that corner cabinet, or in that corner cabinet, is a picture of my mother and I. And right beside that picture is a little sign that I bought my mom when she was in the hospital just 2 days before she passed. And that little sign has the word believe written on it. And look at what the sunshine that day did. It just beamed off of it. Just beamed off of it. Can you see that? It like hit it, and like all of these like sparks of color were happening. And I just wept. I just wept. It was in that moment that I was reminded of the power of spirit, of the power of having faith, no matter what your faith is. I was reminded of my mother and how she instilled in me to believe in myself and my purpose, my worth. And so in that moment, it all sort of came together for me. I was an emotional wreck that day, not going to lie. And it took me until today to get up the sort of, for lack of a better way to say it, get my shit together, to be able to face you all. So now I'm going to put me back here to the fire so you guys can see that. Now, continuing on with that story. One of the first things that I did on this channel was I did what I called a forgiveness ceremony. And we're going to do something similar tonight. So if you have any kind of chaos going on in your life, any kind of stress, any kind of upset, any kind of pain, any kind of hurt, any kind of thing whatsoever that you feel that you need to release, please continue to join me. Go through this process. I cannot tell you how much this helped me when I did it the first time 3 years ago at this very moment in time. And so I know that it will help you guys. So while we're talking, grab yourself a piece of paper if you want. Write down the things that you're holding on to. None of these are prerequisites. You don't have to do that. It's just that's the way that I did it and it worked. Sometimes, when you put action to the words, it just sort of reinforces it. The whole purpose of me doing this and where I was going with that story is I was reminded in that moment of why I started this channel in the first place. And why I started this channel was because, number one, I wanted to take the blame and the shame out of anyone saying that they had a mental health disorder. And number two, I didn't want anyone else to go through what I went through. Now, I'm not a therapist. I am a novice at spirituality. I am a beginner at reclaiming my power. But the one thing that I know for certain is that when you are hurt, when you are sad, when you are stressed, when you feel low, when you feel confused, when you feel a lack of confidence, when you're suffering through a traumatic situation, that's support. Support from all manner of things can only ever help. Whether it be your family or your friends, maybe it's a book, maybe it's a particular artist and their catalog of music that you like, maybe it's poetry, maybe it's your fur babies, maybe it's nature, whatever it is. Maybe it's a therapist, maybe it's a doctor, maybe it's a faith leader, maybe it's your spirituality. Whatever it is, it can only hold your hand. It can only give you an embrace and help you feel like you are being heard, that you are being seen, that you are not alone. And all of those things combined in connection with this kind of a release ceremony that we're going to do tonight helps to sort of give us the shake that we need, in the words of Taylor Swift, shake it off, so that we can invite some clarity in, right? So we can identify what the problem is and figure out how to move forward, right? We're not going to fix the problem, but we're going to set ourselves up so we can put our best foot forward for success on the path ahead, right? And I just want to say, for my own personal self, I am so grateful that sunset came in that window on November the 7th and highlighted that picture and that word, believe. Resparked, if you will, or reignited. Resparked is not proper English, but reignited in me what I set out to achieve, what I hope to continue to do. You all have been such an amazing sense of support for me so many times. And I want to be that for you. I want to continue to be that for you if I can be, right? Like I said, I can't fix everything, but you're not alone. And sometimes that's enough. That's enough just to make you feel like you can get out of bed tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? So here's what we're going to do, friends. We're going to start with a prayer. However, which way you do your prayer, it's an individual thing. We're going to write on a sheet of paper, whether it be like a journal entry, or you're going to list out certain things, like specific things, people, whatever it might be. I'm going to read mine aloud. You guys are going to read yours to yourselves or out loud if no one can hear you. And then I'm going to put mine in the fire. And as I put mine in the fire, I'm going to symbolically put all of yours in the fire. And we're going to burn them. And we're going to release all of that. all of the negativity, all of the pain, all of the hurt, the chaos, the upset, the confusion. Okay? And then we're going to say a prayer and invite joy in. And we're going to thank the universe for that. And we are hopefully going to be one step closer to bringing in some clarity and some inner peace, which then allows you to think clearly, right? Be able to see the forest through the trees, if you will. So I'm going to say hi to a few folks because I haven't said that yet. You guys work on your list or whatever it is that you want to do or you want to say in terms of what we're going to burn. If you want to participate, you don't have to participate. So let me get a cigarette. If I can, I mean, I can't feel my fingers. I don't know what the point is, but I am so nervous, you guys. I cannot, my anxiety is through the rooftops. You're going to see Mark. That's him. Rosie's out there too. She's got her little, what's that? Oh, you did? Oh, she had her buffalo plaid sweater on. Her red and black check buffalo plaid, which matches my house coat and my slippers. You know, because why not? And I just ordered her another sweater today. It's a little bit warmer. This one has like a Sherpa lining in it, and it has moose and maple leaves on it. So cute. All right, let's go up to the top of the comments. Let's say hi to everybody. You guys work on what you want to get rid of. All right, so Linda Kelser is in the house. Hello, Linda, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. And Steve, I already said hello to you. Mom has been steady. I'm happy to hear that, my friend. Blessings to you and to your mom. Linda says YouTube is a bit funky. Sometimes they don't get the option. Oh, really? Oh, I'm so sorry, Linda. Well, you are always welcome to participate in my chat, my love. You feel cheated, Steve? I get it. Hello, Rose Blue. How are you, my love? She says, hi from Texas, Kelly. Sorry, we're the downstairs meth lab neighbors with this crazy, right? No. You know, it's to that point. And I don't want to make this political in any way, shape, or form, but I want to say this. You know, we are not just your neighbors to the north. We share the world's largest open border. 5,500 miles of a border we share. 90? Is it 90%? I think it's 90%. Could be less. Let's go with 75% because I don't remember the actual stat, but it's very high. About 75% of the Canadian population lives within 150 miles of the border. So we're close. It's like if you reach out your arm, you feel like you can touch. You know what I mean? And between the U.S. and Canada and our trading back and forth, we are 2/3 of the total world's trade, which is bonkers to me. Like, I had no idea. So when I say to you that I was devastated by the results, I was devastated by the results because what happens to you guys directly affects us as well as the rest of the world. So we will move on. That's all I'm saying about politics. Okay, Linda says, it sucks. I did the grief thing. I am now focusing on hope and staying in the present. Good for you. Good for you, Linda. I'm happy to hear that. M. Steve says, happy birthday to my mom. Thank you so much, M. Steve. And I just want to say, like, to the point that Linda made, right? Everybody is going to process this different. Everybody is going to have their moments where they're up, where they're down, where they're over here. You don't know how you feel. Some people are going to bounce back. Some people aren't. It's like grief, right? Everybody's experience is unique to them, and we have to be careful not to judge, we have to be careful not to cast our thoughts and feelings onto other people. And that is really difficult in this moment because emotions are so high, like volatile almost, right? Rose says the bright spot is mom and dad's 55th anniversary. Happy 55th anniversary. Amazing to your mom and dad. I love it. Hello, Anita. How are you, my friend? And yes, Rose, 1,000 readers weren't wrong. All right. Andrea, my darling, how are you? It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. She says not an accident that she got tonight's, or no coincidence that she got tonight's notification, and I love that. Ellen R. is in the house. Hello, Ellen. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Who else is in here that I've missed? Beverly Davis. Love you, Kelly. Well, I love you right back, Beverly. Thank you so much. Linda, I'm not going anywhere, love. I'm not going anywhere, but thank you so very much. That's such a sweet thing to say. And I appreciate you very much. Andrew is giving you a shout out, Mark. Mark? He can't hear me. I'll tell him in a minute. M. Steve says, I was concerned that Canada would close the border to fleeing Americans. Never. Never. Never, never, never. We may say, take off, you hoser, but no, we wouldn't. Rose says, I'm back. Bro retires in 1 week. I don't know who he voted for, but I feel he betrayed me and our parents. Hi, baby girl. What are you doing? Hi. Rosie. Yeah, I mean, grief, absolutely, grief is a loss, right? And, you know, grief comes in many forms. Like some people, when they go through a divorce, they feel like they've lost, right? And have experienced some form of grief. Listen, I am not ever going to say to you how you feel is not valid. How you feel is how you feel. That's the end of the story, right? How you feel is how you feel. So, for those of you that are just joining, we're doing a release party or a release ceremony, whatever you want to call it. Party seemed better. I just want to tell you guys that there's 11 people in this room. The 11 just has not stopped. I've seen 11 so many times in the past couple of days. I know my mother is with me, and I love that my mother is with me. It's like she hasn't left me. So we're doing a release party ceremony. You guys get out a sheet of paper, write down whatever it is that you're holding on to. And maybe it's not even specific. Maybe it's just you had a crap day, and that's okay. These things can be done as often as necessary, as many times as you need to, as long as you prepare yourself. I am not saying that this is the only way that you can do it, but this is the way that I did it, and it was so effective. Literally put the pep back in my stuff, as I love to say, for a year. So beneficial. So beneficial. While I have you guys and you're writing out your list, you guys tell me when you're ready. Maybe like another couple of minutes.
Lay down.
Mark, you're like distracting me. Mark has a light on the top of his head. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. So he can see what he's doing, and he keeps turning around, and I keep getting hit with the light. And so I'm getting distracted. I mean, when I say I seen the light, friends. Mark, show them your light. What? Don't knock that over. Come over here. Andrea said hi to you, by the way, and you never heard me. Here's the light, friends.
What?
He's got his miner's cap on.
Where's red?
Yeah. Andrea says there is an opportunity for healing ancestral. I just got this information this morning. There is an opportunity for healing wounds where those who were relied upon did not or could not protect us. 100%. Now, I know I was saying something and I totally, I know what I was going to say. Well, I have you guys. I want to mention, I think I'm going to go back to Sunday nights instead of doing my Mondays lives. They're not really working for me. So tomorrow night, I'm going to be live 7 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to do what I'm lovingly referring to as hints and tips. Just things that all of us can do to, snap us back, bring some clarity to us. The cheap, the inexpensive, the freebies, like box breathing and the like. And we'll just have a good old chin wag. Okay. So, if you guys are ready and you have your lists done, all right. Yes, it is. To your point, Andrea. I mean, I've seen some of the negativity, and I just, some of those readers I know personally. I've spent time with them. I've read with them. I've been on their screen. They've been on my screen, whatever the case may be. As you all have gone, we know that their hearts are in the right places. I just, the hate and the negativity, I understand the anger. I do. I get it. But the negativity, I've always never understood anyone who comes to someone else's channel and puts a comment. Like, for example, a while back, if you guys remember, I did a new intro, and I played both versions, and I asked you guys which song you liked better. And someone who I don't recognize, I've never seen the name before, left me a comment at like 2:00 in the morning. So several hours after I was finished my live, and said, I don't care for intros. They're a waste of my time. And I just thought, like, why would you even bother to leave me the comment and tell me that it was a waste of your time? Like, I don't understand. That doesn't make sense. Logically, that doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. And what's funny, Andrea, that you said that. Here is what is on my list. Can you guys see that? Now, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm going to get very emotional because I need this release. I do. I need this release. I'm going to try to be very careful in what I say because I don't want to come across completely negatively. But I have some stuff that I need to get off of me. And so, if you guys are ready, we're going to say our prayer, or say a prayer, and then we're going to go ahead and do this, okay? So here we go. Angels, ancestors, and spirit guides, passed over loved ones, and all that make up my spiritual team, I ask you to cast me in your white light. I ask you to embrace me, and I ask you to keep me safe and protected. To guide me through this exercise, as well as my friends in the chat. So that at the end of it, we can release whatever it is that has been holding on to us and that doesn't serve us. And to invite that joy and that clarity and that inner peace back towards us. Now, I did not write anything down, so this is just off the top of my head. We're free-forming it as it were. You know, when I came to YouTube, because I self-isolate, I think that I developed an unhealthy attachment to everybody. I needed the connection desperately. I threw myself at it. Many a night I sat and I listened to the best of my ability and tried to be a good friend, an ear, a helping hand. Just trying to have someone else not feel alone. I am embarrassed to admit that I was only able to provide that of myself for so long when I started to take it in and take it on. And it started to counteract the point or the purpose of what I was trying to do. I was feeling like I am today, nervous, a lot overwhelmed, and a wee bit out of control. And that scared me. When I feel out of control, it scares me because it puts me back in a position where I was once before. And I fear for my mental health. I fear that I will slide backwards. And I have made too much progress for me to just sit back idly and allow that to happen. So I started to branch out and I started to do different things and, create all these crazy readings and try to do all these different things, but still staying true to what what my concept was, what I started. I worked with so many amazing people, and, what an honor to have such a group of amazing individuals be supportive of me. And I was live all the time, and I was doing my thing, and life felt good, and everything was clicking until it didn't. Now, whether this is the truth or whether this is just my hurt feelings, I feel like I was sabotaged. I feel like I was constantly trying to fit in where I did not. I am upset with myself that I care to try to fit in, although I've always been that person where I feel best when everyone around me is happy. Twice now, it has gotten so bad that it has led me to want to close my channel down because again, I go back to the fact that I fear my mental health. I don't like feeling the way that I feel. It scares me because I don't want to go back there. I have tried to be kind. I have tried to be supportive. I have tried to be helpful. And the list is long of the people that have hurt me. When I show up, you guys, the people that come into the chat, lift me up and remind me of what this is about, what this whole journey for me is about. Your love, your energy, our connection reminds me of why I'm here and why I started this in the first place. I know that I have been inconsistent. I know that I have canceled things. I know that I have possibly let you down. I have beat myself up because of it. And so I want to let go of that guilt and that pain, because honestly, it is eating me up on the inside. I said to you guys, maybe about a year and a half ago, I did a post, a video, whatever you want to call it, when it was one of my journal entries, right? And I said in that journal entry that I was searching for that feeling of contentment in my life. And as I was talking about it and reading it, I started to cry and said, I was pushing so hard that I didn't realize that I already got that. I want to get back to there. One.
Sorry, just checking the fire.
The fire's fine. Thank you, honey. I want to get back to that spot, where I felt that I was being helpful and useful, and it was a good feeling when I walked away. Instead of feeling like I did something wrong, or I didn't do it well enough, or why am I here? We've all had a moment where we feel like we don't fit in. I don't feel like I fit in. And I have tried for a year to just go with that. Chart my own course, make my own path. And it is getting increasingly difficult. The older you get, the harder it is to fight, But tonight, with the help of Spirit and my angels and my guides and our energy here in the chat, I'm asking to release that guilt and that pain and that anger and the hurt. Because the truth of the matter is, I need this. I need you guys. I want to be here and I want to help. But it's bigger than that. I need you. You are my connection to the world, to conversation, to laughter, to friendship, to hope. You make me believe that anything is possible. And every time we do something like this and you pop in or you leave a comment or you hit the thumbs up or you just join me in this practice, we're sharing something that is going to be life-changing possibly for someone. I don't want to not be present for that. I don't want to not be part of that. Right? And so, if you're ready, if you have written something down, if you have something that you need to release, I'm asking you to not burn it at your own homes unless you're doing it in a safe manner. But we could virtually, I could collect them and put them in the fire for you as I put my own in the fire. So pass them over, friends, pass them over. And I apologize for my big butt getting in the way of the camera while I do this. It is so cold, friends. I have 2 blankets on. Okay. Welcome to the Great White North, friends. Y'all say you want to come here. Nobody wants to come here. It's like freezing. All right. So we've done that. Okay. Now we're going to take a deep breath in and exhale. And once again, we're going to ask our angels and our ancestors, our passed over loved ones, our guides, and all that make up our spiritual team to carry that with what we just released, to rid ourselves of it. And we're going to ask with grace for them to bring forward thank you.
You want a tube or something? Or?
No. I mean, for Joe, my Canada hat is on the thing over there. Brought me my gloves.
Put it on. You might want to.
Yeah. It's hard to take me seriously with my toque on, but here we go, friends. All right, if you're ready. Welcome to Canada. Mark, I'm trying to do something here. Like, you just cut off my prayer. No, I'm good. Okay. So, once again, with grace, we're going to ask that our teams, our spiritual teams, bring in some joy. And this is what I want you to do. This part is important. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath in. And I want you to exhale. I want you to focus on the fire, the sound of the fire. I want you to think about the warmth of the fire. I want you to allow that fire to start to heat up your toes. And then it's going to move up through your calf into your knees and move up through your thighs. It's going to warm up your bum. It's going to move into your trunk. It's going to move up into your shoulders and your back. It's going to spread down your arms and into your fingers. Can you feel that? Can you feel the warmth? Just allow yourself to feel that warmth. Just allow yourself to sit with that warmth. Get cozy with it. It's like this big, luxurious blanket. And you are being wrapped in it. And you are cozy. You feel safe. You feel supported. And all of a sudden, you start to feel like you can move better, right? Because that tension is leaving. Because you're warm and you're more fluid now, right? I want you to just stretch out your hands a little bit, stretch out your arms a little bit. Just get some movement happening. And when you move, can you feel that your movement is happening more fluidly? It's not stressed and tight and stiff. We've gotten rid of that. Isn't Spirit amazing? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, do you feel the warmth? Do you feel the ease of the movement? I'm like rocking back and forth. I've got my eyes closed and I'm like, I can breathe again. It's such a glorious exercise. Now, friends, I want you to take your hand, one, both, whatever it may be, put your hands over your heart. And I want you to tell yourself that you are worthy. You are worthy of hope. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of inner peace. You are worthy of joy. And I want you to feel that. all of that warmth that we just got from that fire and we let go through our body into our hands over our heart now is warming us through and through. Feel it. Let that contentment wash all over you. And when you feel like you're done, I want you to open your eyes and I want you to tell me how you feel. Hi, JR. Hi, Deborah. It's good to see you, my friend. You guys, please do go back to the beginning of this video. It's really, really important if you're just joining us now. Please let me know how you feel. Check out my toque. By the way, for anyone who's wondering, this is what a toque is. The toque has to have a pom-pom on the top of it. Just so you know. Let me know how you guys feel. Remember I said I felt nervous? I'm not nervous anymore. I feel fine. Let me know how you feel in the comments. I want you guys to remember that you can do this whenever you feel it necessary. You don't have to have a fire pit. You know, you could just take the letter and rip it up and put it in the garbage if that's what you wanted to do. Right? You feel good tonight? That's good. More relaxed, your feet are getting hot? Hi, sweetheart. Oh my goodness, hi. Hi, Rosie. Hi. You nut? Okay. Mark, can you put her up on the lap? You guys want to see Rosie? Oh, my hat falling off. Whoop. There's Rosie. Whoop. You nut. So, thank you. Okay, stop it, you nut. Stop. You crazy nut. Oh my God. Honestly, it's a good girl. It's a good girl. Yes, this is my baby girl, who has licked my face as if I had peanut butter on it. Hey, she's not a fan of the fire, friends. So, oh my God, speaking of nothing like the love of a pet, can I tell you guys what happened last, I don't know what day it was, Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, something like that. She came outside. She was outside. I was out here with her. My neighbor next door, who, by the way, if you guys don't know, so I went to kindergarten with her. How weird is that? So we were chatting at the fence, and I turned around because I just had this feeling like something was happening, and my cats were outside. Oh my God, you guys, I was losing it. So one was outside. It didn't know where the other ones were. I ran inside. I got the treats. I'm out here like a lunatic, shaking the treats, going, yelling all their names. Anyway, because they opened the screen door by themselves. That's right. Open the screen door by themselves with their little paws. What a shit show. So, what did you say, Andrea? Kelly, you are back, open and ready. Me too. Doesn't negate the roller coaster ahead. Yes, absolutely. And that was the whole point of doing this, right? The whole point of doing this is to A, show you that it can be done if nobody is aware. B, because I needed to do it. And I thank my mother for making it. It was so bizarre the way that it happened, because I was feeling bad about wanting to do my third year celebration when my friends were going through such a terrible time, as I said. And then, like the sunshine came in the window, highlighted the picture and the believe sign, and it reminded me that was the episode that I did the first time. And when it was like within 3 episodes that I did the forgiveness ceremony, which literally changed my life. Hi, baby. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. And so I thought, you know what? Let's do that again. What are you doing? I love you. I do. I love you very much. And so it sort of all came together in a really beautiful way, and reminded me, as a giant reminder, of what I could do to help anyone who was going through a hard time. Because I was heartbroken by some of the comments that I was reading. I mean, I was dumbfounded. I can't imagine how you all must feel, my American friends. I mean, seriously, I can't. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you got something from it. And I just want to say, while I have you all here, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for the last 3 years. This has been such a journey. I have learned so much. I have accomplished more than I ever thought possible. And just the fact that I, look forward to the next day is a massive, massive step in my healing. And I want to sit here as a living example, not that you needed a living example, but as a living example, if you are in a state of like, I don't believe in anything anymore, or whatever the case may be, because I know a lot of tarot channels, a lot of readers lost a lot of subscribers, and I get it. But this was a way to show you the power of spirit, the power of the universe, the power of your own self when you allow yourself to, be open. Do you know what I mean? So all of it sort of came together because of that sunset, and highlighting my mom's picture, and the believe sign is just really an amazing thing. Yeah, you sit down, sweetheart. Hi, Isadora. How are you, love? I'm also, by the way, so I don't know how much you guys know about astrology, but I'm also in my Saturn return. And I'm coming up on the next leg of it in the beginning of December. So yay me. That's a trip. I should have someone come and visit us and talk to us about the Saturn return, because if you don't know anything about it, it's a trip, friends. And not necessarily a good one. You got her?
Yep.
Okay. It's a good girl. All right. I won't be out here long, honey. Thank you so much for all your help.
We put pizza in, so.
Huh?
So we put our pizza in, so.
What?
I said we put our pizza in.
Oh, okay. Well, it's Saturday, so Daddy and Rosie are going to have a pizza. %, Andrea. And I'm doing okay now, Isadora. Thank you so much for asking. I'm glad that you're doing well, honey. All right, so as I said, you guys, And you know what? I wanna ask you guys, um, uh, you know, if you need to chat or whatever, if you feel like you want to talk like one on one, you can always shoot me an email, and I'm happy to try to, figure out how we can do that. Um, um, like how I can help you guys. If I'm not saying that you need it, I'm saying if you ever need to talk, right? I'm available, is what I'm saying. And I don't mean to charge you. I just mean like if you need a friend, right? You don't have to navigate this alone. As I said before, support can be such a blessing, and it comes in all forms and all varieties, and it doesn't have to be one thing, right? It can be many things that come together. So I guess what I'm trying to say is don't hesitate is what I'm saying. So I was going to say something and now it's left me. You don't hate it when that happens? Okay, I literally just washed my hair, so my head was cold, but this hat, because my hair is so thick, this hat's just like sliding up. It's freaking me out. I don't like the feeling on my head. Anyway, I need to get my hair cut, you guys. Look how long my hair is. It's ridiculous. Anyway, all right. So what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh my gosh. Oh, I know. I bought myself a little present for I'm like embarrassed to admit this, but so I bought myself a little present for sort of like the channel, if you will, and that was a deck of cards. Now, I have not bought a deck of cards since last year, around this same time, when I bought my Christmas deck. It was quite expensive, and so I bought this deck of cards, and this deck was also quite expensive. And so, anyways, I got it. I wanted it. And you know what? Don't tell anybody. You guys know who I'm talking about. I already have it. So I already have the deck of cards. But the deck that I have is the pocket version, and they're like this big. I can't even see them. Anyway, what can you do, right? So now I have the small version and the bigger version. Oh God. Anyway. Thank you, Rose. You're very kind. I need a haircut desperately. Well, you all were with me when I got my haircut last, which was what, like 2 years ago, when I went to the hairdresser on New Year's. No, you guys weren't with me. Or did I? I don't remember if I live streamed that or not. One of the few times I left the house. I realize I'm all over the place. I have so many things to talk to you, but I haven't seen you guys. What was the other thing I was going to share? Oh, and recently, in this small little town that I live in, even though there's all this traffic, you would never believe. And I say this all the time. We don't even have a traffic light here. We have like 2 stop signs. And we've had 2 home invasions, like with weapons, masked people. Ooh, look at the moon. I don't know how I would ever show you that. moon is out and bright. But yeah, 2 home invasions, like literally like 2 or 3 streets away from where we live. Very, very scary. We don't have, I mean, it's like someone steals a bike or something. That's the kind of crime we have, or someone breaks into a car to steal change. We don't have like crime per se around here. So that was alarming, to say the least. Very alarming. Yes, I haven't, Deborah, you're right. It was so hot this summer, and so last summer we were plagued with the dry heat, the wildfires, and we had fire bans. Like we couldn't even have a barbecue. And then this summer it was so intensely hot. The bugs were horrible, and now that we have the dog, she hates the fire. It's like a whole program. It's a whole thing. And I was talking to Mark about like how could we do it, and so he's got the camera set up, right? So that makes it easier. So he can sit inside with the dog, and I can still be out here. So it makes it happy, right? Thank you, Linda. It's a little bit scary, for sure. But we have security cameras on our house, and we have a dog, and I'm pretty vigilant about stuff like that. So what else was I going to share? Well, I've decorated for I've decorated in my mind for Christmas. I've bought Christmas stuff. I'm very excited. Yeah. You know what I want to get myself for Christmas? I want to get myself a set of dowsing rods. That's what I want to get myself for Christmas. And I was going to save this for my 3-year show. I'm working on something. I'm working on an oracle deck. My very own oracle deck. That will be available to purchase if anyone is interested. I am most excited. I was told like 2 years ago that was something that I was supposed to do. Another reader within our community gave me that message that I was supposed to do that. And I wasn't sure how, whatever. And I've had so much fun doing it, like creating it, right, bringing it to life. It's not fully completed yet, but we're well on our way. And so I want to. I'll give you guys a glimpse when I do my 3-year show. Yep. Well, here in this small community, like we don't have a police presence per se, so I don't know. You guys have so many things that are different than what we have. So we have municipal police, which would be like a city has a police department. And then when you live in like a more rural area, so a small town or out in the country, you have the provincial police. So for us here, it's the OPP, the Ontario Provincial Police. And then we have, of course, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, which is sort of like the elite police group of all of Canada, right? Those were the Mounties. You guys have all seen them. and or pictures of them, I should say. And so we used to have our own municipal police force that served this town. And within the last few years, they got rid of it. And so now we're under the provincial police. And so because they have to travel such a distance to get to us, we're very sort of, community minded here. Like all of the neighbors look out for each other. And like we communicate up, we have a Facebook group and so forth. So, so everybody's watching everybody, right? Oh, thank you, Linda. Yes, absolutely, Andrea. Diana would be for sure. Oh, to your county sheriffs? I think I think it would be like your state troopers, no? I don't know. I have no idea. I try to follow along and I can't. One thing I will tell you where that part is concerned, you guys tell me if I'm wrong. My understanding or my impression is that most of them, like like your sheriffs and I don't know, like school board people and stuff, like aren't those people like elected in America? Whereas here they're not elected, they're appointed. And I feel like appointed is better. That's just my opinion, right? Because then you don't have a political sort of tie to it, right? Where it's just like, this is my job. Do you understand what I mean? That's what these times are about, coming together. Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, sheriff is elected. Yeah, see, that doesn't, we don't have a sheriff, right? So we would have it like a chief of police, and that person is appointed. The same as our judges and like our school board officials and all of those people, they're appointed. And unlike you guys, like our Supreme Court, we have a Supreme Court of Canada, and I believe we have 9 members of our Supreme Court, even though our country is, the mass land of our country is like, I think we're the second largest country in the world in terms of land, but population, we're like, the size of Texas. Yes, they do. They do, Alan. They that's their uniform. Yep. Yeah. Did you guys ever see the show called Due South? It was a Canadian show here done about the Royal Mounted Police, but then they sort of took it to the U.S. stations, and that's a pretty good depiction of what a Royal Canadian Mounted Police person looks like. Well, we sort of are, but not really, Andrea. We sort of are, but not completely, because we are a Commonwealth country. So we, the king, I was going to say the queen, the king is our head of state, if you will, but it's only in a ceremonial way. The lieutenant governor of Canada is the person that is like the liaison between us and England. And so, he or she, whichever it may be, whatever the person is, they are appointed by the prime minister. They're not elected, they're appointed. And that person then, is the person that travels to England and, has audience with the king, previously the queen, and says what's going on. But the king does not influence us in any way in terms of political stuff. It's very ceremonial. But yes, they're on our money. Like for example, we don't pay tax to the crown, which a lot of, I'm embarrassed to admit, a lot of Canadians don't know. The only country that pays tax to King Charles, you know, are the citizens of the UK. They pay tax. And here we only pay tax, or we are only expensed, I guess is a better way to say it, when they come here for an official purpose. So like what you would call like a state visit, for example. And then we would pay for their security, right? That's the only time that we incur any expenses from the crown. But our parliament, our government, is run similarly to the UK government. So we have 3 major parties here in Canada. And I'm embarrassed to admit I know more about the American politics than I do my own politics. But that's because, I don't want to say it out loud and jinx it, but nothing really exciting ever happens here. So, double touch wood, that remains. But the 3-party system works, I think, well, because one party is in the majority and the other 2 parties are in the minority. But those 2 parties together could be more than the majority. And so it encourages bipartisanship, right? Working across the aisle, and also keeps things balanced so that whoever is in the majority cannot get too power hungry, because they need one of the other 2 parties usually to be able to, put something through, like pass a bill. We do not have outbursts in our House of Commons. We have a Speaker of the House who is appointed, and that Speaker of the House is on duty all the time. And if there is any kind of like outburst or whatever, then the Speaker of the House will stand up and say like that kind of language, or that kind of, talking point is not, is not valued in this place, and will ask for an apology. So it's civil, I want to say, although we have our own, I call him a Ron DeSantis wannabe, that has sort of come up recently and has been causing a lot of problems, and started with the mudslinging and the name calling and the whatever, and that's a bit of a problem, obviously, but I don't live in that province, so unofficial law students, right? Hi, AA, how are you? Yeah, so you seen, Linda says, I saw the RCMP at our state fair many years ago. Actually, do you want to know that the horse, one of the horses that led the Queen's funeral was from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Yeah, we're not using coat hangers. Don't encourage that behavior, Rose. Okay, friends, listen, it's 8:30. Ron Unconditional Love goes live at 8:30. If you are interested, make sure that you go over there. I thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope that this exercise was helpful in some way to you. I hope you participated. And if you did not, go back, start at the beginning, and do that exercise for yourself and allow yourself to release whatever you're holding on to be able to invite that feeling of peace back to yourself so that you can then get some clarity and figure out what to do next, right? There's no worse feeling, in my personal opinion, because I've been there, for like 13 years. When you are so upset, you are so stressed, that you're so nervous, you're so anxious, whatever, and that you can't think clearly, you can't think straight, right? You have no focus, you can't concentrate on anything, and everything becomes like jumpy and like you're rushing almost, you know what I mean? You know that panicked feeling when you're rushing in the morning to like get out the door, and you're dropping things and you're forgetting things and you have to do things like 2 or 3 times to complete something. When you feel like that, it's not helpful, and you can't concentrate, you can't focus, you can't breathe calm, right? The only way that we can get ourselves to that point is by sometimes doing this and allowing ourselves to just let it go. And so I hope that it helped. I hope that it was informative. If you didn't do it with me, do it on your own. If you think it will help, you can do it as often as needed. But do that for yourself, because you're giving yourself a gift, right? You're giving yourself the gift of release and then inviting that joy in. And I feel so much better after doing it. So I hope that you do too. I will be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to talk about hints and tips and tricks and all of the things. And we'll have a good chin wag. And again, I just thank you for being here, and thanks for hanging out. Deborah, would you do me a favor, love? Send me an email so I have your email, because I want to talk to you about something. And just thank you. Thank you for showing me love, and I appreciate you, and thank you for the last 3 years. Cheers to the next 3. Boom. All right, friends, have yourselves a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Be careful. Be safe. And until we see each other again, I wish you many, many blessings. Mwah. Bye for now. Whoops. End the stream.